Yo, what's going on YouTube? So today we're going to be reacting to a really detailed, informative One Piece video done by Ohara. I'm actually really familiar with his channel. I've watched a couple of his One Piece analysis breakdowns before, but I've never seen this video in particular because yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, there's so many devil fruits in One Piece. Like there's so many like pointless devil fruits as well. Like there's this one admiral female. She has like the lock fruit. Like she just locks people up. Like I'm sorry, that's a trash devil fruit. And there's other ones too that I'm thinking of. There's just so many like, you know, subpar devil fruits. There's also one, I think she was part of the revolutionary army. She just waves a flag. Like that to me was like, okay. When I saw that in anime, with her abilities to just like give people motivation, I was like, what the fuck are we doing with these devil fruits, man? Oda, you gotta like do something different. Like if you're not gonna give, like, it's okay for characters to not have devil fruits. I feel like if you're gonna be a regular pirate or a regular person, you don't need a devil fruit. Like you're not gonna get at least a comparable devil fruit, you shouldn't get one at all. That's my opinion. But yeah, man, I'm just really interested in checking out Ohara's breakdown on 124 devil fruits, which is crazy. I didn't even know there was 124 devil fruits, low-key. But now that I'm thinking about it, there's probably definitely more than 124. So yeah, I'm really interested in checking out this video and see how he breaks down all the devil fruits. And off rip, I just gotta say, if I was like in the One Piece world, I would not want a devil fruit. I'd want a Master Haki, like Shanks or Goldie Roger. Like I feel like those are the top characters in One Piece. So like I'd want a Master Haki if I was in a One Piece world. I wouldn't want a devil fruit. And Zoro too, because like Zoro's my favorite character, Zoro and Mihawk. So yeah, let's just check this video and see how he breaks it down for us. Okay.
All zone type devil fruits. Now, this
Zoans, okay. I'm always so confused on like all the intricacies of the devil fruits. I've never seen this character. I've seen like pictures of her, but I haven't gotten this far in the anime. Wano, I know this is Wano. I haven't gotten too far in Wano. Even animals have devil fruits. Oh wait, no, it's not. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah. I remember this. Yep.
But using his long neck as a counterbalance, he actually uses this transformation to enhance his swordsmanship. Not really sure why it's categorized as a cow fruit though, but
did they
a few of the fruits
redo that fight? The animation looks different.
Now, what's better than turning into a cow? Well, turning into a human being.
Chopper, yeah,
is a reindeer who ate the Hito no Mi, the human fruit. Presumably, this fruit would be absolutely useless if an actual human ate it, or if the SBS is to be believed.
Yeah, it turns into a human. Okay.
Enlightenment, but in Chopper's
I didn't fully understand how Chopper was able to talk. Yeah, that makes sense.
The former fleet admiral of the Marine Sengoku,
I want to know more about his fruit.
To transform into a giant golden Buddha.
He just came out of nowhere with a huge ability and didn't even really like. Maybe we'll get a backstory. I want to know. I like him.
However, this is unrelated to his devil fruit. The Onyudo fruit.
This has to be Wano. If you guys don't know, I'm only like in like the first 5 episodes of Wano. I just got into Wano like after the Zoro introduction. That's all I remember. So I'm not too familiar with all these.
And like Chopper, this fruit
this isn't Wano or not.
The ability to speak. And well, what do you know? We're only 6 fruits in and we've already gotten to our main character. Now, for years, Oda led us to believe that Luffy had the Gomu Gomu no Mi, but in reality, his fruit was actually the Hito no Mi model Nika. This fruit, for instance, grants Luffy the powers of the sun god Nika, nicknamed the Two.
I've seen that white Luffy. I have no idea where it came from. Okay, so it looks like. Yeah, I'm getting spoiled low-key, but hey, man. Oh, Falcon!
Allowing for super fast flights. His hybrid form makes Pell look like Horus, the falcon-headed god.
I feel like he could use, like, if he were to come back in the story, he'd be busted. I don't know, I'm just guessing. Like a falcon, he can do a lot.
One of the coolest
very versatile.
In the entire series is
Phoenix. Oh, Marco's.
Whitebeard's first commander Marco is also the doctor of the crew, which works fantastically because the Phoenix fruit flames allow him to heal himself and others. And interestingly enough, for some reason, Big News Morgans, keeps up his
he has a fruit
form, cannot fly.
Ironic, oh wow, I didn't know that.
World albatross are known for their extremely long flights across the sea. So good thing he has those news coups to deliver the papers for him. Moving on to men's best friend and all the doggos, starting with Lasso of Baroque Works, who is not a dog, who ate a...
There's so many characters in One Piece, I'm not gonna remember all these characters. Like, I don't know who this guy, who that dog is.
Model Dachshund. This character was actually the very first instance of learning that inanimate objects, like a cannon, could be fed devil fruits. Chaka is...
Like, how is that? So a whole cannon gets a devil fruit. How is that even... Anyway, it's anime, so let me not question it too much.
Jabra of ZP9 uses his devil fruit to...
Oh yeah, I remember him. Sanji fucked him up. He filleted him. He filleted this wolf. Oh my gosh. This was like the best... Even as a Zoro fan, this fight was one of the best fights during this arc.
And we have yet another inanimate object with a devil fruit. Bangoku is a teapot who ate a tanuki fruit. Katarina Devon is one of Blackbeard's...
How do inanimate objects even
mythical
eat?
Zone fruit, she can transform her appearance to appear as any...
She's a lesbian too, right?
To.
I saw her,
Meanwhile, Yamato
I'm just assuming, I don't even know.
A mythical wolf zone fruit that transforms them into the Okochi no Makami, the protector deity of Wano, who also possesses...
Yeah, it's Wano stuff, so I'm not too familiar with all this.
It really looks just stunning. And of course, after dogs, we have to talk
about
now? Cats. Lucci, the
powerhouse
those are
dogs. Oh, okay.
Transformation to gain immense strength.
Ooh, Lucci, okay.
Agility. Meanwhile, Who's Who,
like
a
Lucci.
former member of CP9, fits right in with the Beast Pirates with his saber-toothed tiger zone.
I forgot this. I'm not sure.
Oh
wait, no, yeah, I think I know this one. Neku,
yeah.
This guy was in Zo, right?
Elephant fruits. Yet another inanimate object with a devil fruit power is Fang Freet, a sword who can transform into an extremely cute-looking elephant. I mean, just look at those
sword.
Eyes. And really, on the complete opposite side of the cuteness spectrum is Jack, one of Kaido's
I know, yep, I know of Jack.
Man who has eaten the mammoth devil fruit.
I thought he was an elephant.
For some people, this next one is definitely the best category of animals to turn into. Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, yup.
Twisted, Drake here is not a T-Rex, he's an Allosaurus, and according to paleontologists, those are two very different dinosaurs.
I thought he was a T-Rex.
Like all of the other dinosaur fruits to come on this list,
he could have been so much more busted if like he was a main character.
Dragon. Not dinosaur. Page 1 Spinosaurus fruit is yet another powerful dinosaur.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this.
From one of the Toby Roppo. The Pteranodon fruit of the All-Star King is
Ooh,
modeled
who's that?
Dinosaur significantly larger than the pterodactyl. Now,
I like this color.
Power that King's fruit gives him is flight. However,
that one looks cool.
Oh,
King.
That they're also
interesting.
Able to use their large crests and beaks.
Hey, yo, what happened here?
To utilize ranged attacks as well, apparently.
I have no idea what's going on there.
The last of Kaido's commanders we're covering has a
These are Kaido's commanders.
And yet again, we got a science lesson from
that's a
that
whole
Brachiosauruses can apparently launch
a giraffe type
tail from
dragon
the rest of their body to become a sort of snake-like creature. And the manga makes this very clear. That's not one of Queen's many cybernetic
so this is all in the manga, okay?
A natural-born ability of Brachiosauruses. So I guess
it's a Brachiosaurus, okay.
New here. Then we have Ulti, one of the Flying Six, who has a very fitting dinosaur zone transformation as well. The Pachycephalosaurus literally means thick-headed lizard, boasting a skull several times thicker than any other dinosaur. Makes sense for the most stubborn and hard-headed of Kaido's crewmates.
So they match your personalities.
Dinosaur fruits is Sasaki's model Triceratops. And during Frankie's fight against the Flying Six, we get yet another paleontologist.
Oh, so Frankie gets a fight in this Wano arc. Okay, interesting.
Spin around like a propeller, enabling them to fly? Which brings me to snakes, also reptiles, and also quite terrifying. Here we have Marigold's King Cobra fruit, as well as Sandersonia
this is
fruit.
One of Amazon Lily's
have snake transformations, which is very fitting for siblings based on the famous Gorgon sisters of Greek mythology. And yet another Hebi no Mi model from mythology is the Orochi fruit held by, well, Orochi. This member of the Kurozumi clan really lucked out on finding a devil fruit that shared his literal name. This one allows him to transform into the 8-headed snake, the
a whole Hydra.
Its bonus effect is that all of his heads have to be removed for him to be killed, which did lead to not one, but
just like Hercules.
very satisfying decapitations in the Wano arc. This here is Smiley, a
weaponized
gas cloud given life in form of an axolotl. Upon its destruction, we learned that a devil fruit reincarnates into another normal fruit nearby upon its user's death. And interestingly,
that's interesting news. I didn't know that.
Devil fruits in One Piece so far. Mushi is Japanese for buck, and these two buck fruits are owned by warriors of the Tontada. First off is Kabu with the
Beetles. Those are from
with the
what was it?
Fruit. Oh,
That's
yeah,
Rosa.
This one is very ironic because Kaido's actual dragon fruit is not a dragon fruit, but an uo fruit, a fish fruit.
What? Wait,
this fruit
what?
is derived from the Japanese myth of a carp jumping over a waterfall to transform into a dragon. Think the magic carp Tugara's transformation from Pokemon. Seiryu, or the Azure Dragon, is also one of the 4 sacred beasts of Chinese astrology, joined by the white tiger, the red phoenix, and the black tortoise. This is the 3rd insect fruit. Black Maria seems to have more in common with the black widow spider really than the Grauvogel
Looks
one.
erotic.
However, the Grauvogel is an ancient extinct spider, which makes this fruit fit in a lot better with the other already extinct creatures of the beast pirates. The rest of our zone fruits here are single model fruits that have only a single member, or the actual fruit names are still unknown. Starting off the list is Miss Merry Christmas of Baroque Works, who can transform into a mole.
I don't remember that.
A large pink bird who ate a horse fruit. This enables Pierre to transform into an approximation
bird
of Pegasus.
eating.
Pegasus is a lion mink who can transform
that makes
into
sense. It's
turtle.
an animal eating something.
Yeah. Baron Tamago has one of the more interesting
this one.
fruits. He begins as
pissed me off in the anime.
Robotnik,
That's exactly who he reminds me of.
Shell, I guess. However, he can transform into a fully developed egg and become a full-blown chicken. The Impel Down jailers all have what are referred to as awakened zones. They end up losing their higher functions and turn into simple-minded rampaging beasts with immense strength. They are a Minotaur, presumably with another cow devil fruit, a koala, a rhino, and a zebra. And these 4 are actually contenders for the very first awakened devil fruits that we ever get to see in the series, unless we count Chopper's Monster Point, which is currently
Chopper out of here, man.
As a devil fruit awakening. Oh, by the way,
he has no strength in this anime.
I did lie. There are 2 more actually. Vice Admiral Onigumo of the Marines has an unknown devil fruit.
Yeah, he looks familiar. I've seen him before.
Spider-like arms.
Was he in Marineford?
Also the Japanese
I could be wrong. It's been a while since I watched One Piece, like I said.
Vice Admiral
I like to binge in like every other year.
On the nose name, as his current unnamed devil fruit allows him to transform into a Dalmatian.
That is
and the
crazy.
last insect fruit that also appears during the Marineford War is Hippolyta, an ally of Whitebeard who can transform into
that's definitely one. I'd categorize that as like a trash devil fruit.
Have a story detailing what happened in Impel Down after the
what can you do as a caterpillar?
The newest jailer, an adorable Mino Chihuahua, and the
his nose is running too.
Gotten is stronger. Doc Q's horse ate a Pegasus mythical zone to gain wings. I'm gonna guess that he'd get along pretty great with Pierre, the other Pegasus in the series. And wow, that is all of the zones in the series, but we are just getting started. Because up next is the Logia category. Now, these fruits allow users to turn into an element as well as generate seemingly limitless amounts of it. And the very first Logia that we meet in the series was
Smoker,
the White Hunter, a prominent marine.
He's low-key an L, but like, not an L, but like, you know,
able to turn into smoke. And really,
he low-key started dwindling from my list after like Law just disrespected him.
The first warlord that the Straw Hats faced off
same with him.
Crocodile.
I don't like Crocodile at all.
Not only could Crocodile use his sand to release powerful attacks like Espada, but he also had the ability to
just like his drip. That's all I like about Crocodile.
Rendering his opponents into dry husks. However, Luffy found that Crocodile was weak to water, and by drenching his hands, he could actually land blows against the warlords. Luffy's brother Ace wielded the flame or the Mera Mera no Mi. Now, this fruit was a major plot point in Dressrosa when Doflamingo offered it as a prize in the Colosseum to bait
Ace's fruit, like if he was still alive, Ace would definitely have one of the most like OP fruits. Same with Enel, yep. I was thinking of him next. But low-key, I'm not gonna lie, I lost a lot of respect for Enel. I don't want to say respect, but like, I don't look at Enel the same after what happened with that encounter with Luffy. That just shows you like,
technology, manipulate metals, and even restart his own.
I don't want to say too much, but like,
just a little bit unfortunate for him that a rubbery man ended up showing up in Skypiea. Kuzan's ice fruit is one of the few devil fruits we've seen that can clearly seawater, despite the sea being a devil fruit user's weakness. By freezing the surface
that's
of
true.
the
I know
ocean,
that's an interesting fact.
From island to island, pretty convenient. He can also freeze opponents inside and out, and they can be shattered to pieces if not carefully heated up. Blackbeard, meanwhile, has one of the most unusual Logias. It's not actually a zone fruit, the Yami Yami no Mi, or the darkness fruit. Rather than his body turning into darkness,
that's a tough fruit though, I'm not gonna lie.
A black hole. Blackbeard is also a lot more vulnerable to pain and can nullify the fruit powers of other Devil Fruit users that
That's tough.
Borsalino, another Marine Admiral,
ooh, I forgot him, Kizaru.
The light Logia fruit. Using his Devil Fruit, he can deliver light speed kicks and fly from island to island faster than any ship can actually travel. Dr. Vegapunk also
he should low-key be like the main villain of the whole show, but
beam lasers. And Sakazuki,
who knows what Oda has in store for him. Oh, but I like him too. A lot of people don't like him, but I like him. I like those aggressive, badass characters. I like it. Ruthless. I love ruthless characters in anime.
Fruits in the entire series. Oh, and then we have Caribou, another very unique Logia fruit user like Blackbeard, whose fruit doesn't allow the typical Logia rules. His swamp doesn't seem to be able to generate limitless amounts of muck, but he does have a seemingly limitless storage inside of himself. Inside of this swampy pocket dimension,
oh yeah, that's true. He can just store stuff in his body.
Even mermaids. Caesar Clown's gas fruit has dominion over an entire state of
Caesar's funny to me. He had me laughing all through Punk Hazard.
But he can also remove the oxygen in a given area to suffocate opponents. Monet, a member of the Doflamingo family, has a snow fruit. This is a
Zohar shook her to her core.
After Monet's apparent death, we haven't seen a new snow user appear quite yet. One of the Marine's newest admirals, Aramaki, showed monstrous strength with his forest Logia fruit.
This is another admiral, I think.
Remnants of Kaido's crew and also held the Scabbards at bay until interference from Shanks. With his fruit, he can fly long distances on a flower, sap the strength from opponents, and summon a practical army of plants to fight for him. Which now brings us to the Paramecia category of devil fruits that includes, well, everything else. This is a mixed bag of powers that are left up to Oda Sensei's imagination, but usually fall into two types of categories. There are Paramecias which manipulate the user's body in some way, or Paramecia fruits that manipulate the environment or other people in some way. Starting with Buggy, who was the very first Devil Fruit user that we met in the series beside Luffy. And now that we know that Luffy actually has a mythical
I never fully understood Buggy's Devil Fruit.
The very first Paramecia user that we ever get to meet.
He has the Chop
Fruit allows him to disassemble his body at will. This makes him immune
I'm not gonna lie,
attacks.
that Devil Fruit is garbage.
Are also able to fly.
What can you do with that offensively? That's more of like a defensive type. Like, I guess defensively that's fine, but like you can't do anything offensively.
Simply slide off of this ally of Buggy's. Mr. 5 of Baroque Works can turn any part of his body into a bomb. He usually uses boogers,
but why? Yeah, that's my question. If he could do that, why would he use his boogers? Like what?
The chambers of a revolver for long-distance explosive shots.
I like how they used. This is the first black character I think in One Piece that we saw actually.
She can make herself lightweight to float in the air on her umbrella, or increase her weight to dive bomb on opponents. Next, we have a Straw Hat. Nico Robin's Hana Hana no Mi, while being named the flower fruit, doesn't have much to do with the actual.
Oh yeah, I know about Nico's fruit. I know.
She blooms or blossoms parts of her body.
The name doesn't really match what she can do with it.
Pre-time skip, she'd usually sprout arms on her opponents and break their backs with her clutch technique. However, after
she be breaking niggas' backs.
Demonstrated the ability to create clones of herself, make giant limbs, and even undergo her demonio transformation. Mr. 3 or Galdino uses the Wax fruit to generate huge quantities of wax. The most utility that this has seen in the series is through making keys, as well as making venom-resistant armor for Luffy during Impel Down. Now, Wapol's fruit is pretty weird. The Munch fruit allows him to eat anything and then incorporate
I forgot about him.
Into his own body.
I feel like he was in that whole filler arc, that whole like game, island. They went on an island just playing games.
Them into
I didn't like that arc.
Henchman. Mr. 2's copy ability allows him to transform
SOP
his appearance into
to anybody.
That of anyone that he's touched with his right hand, making him a master of deception.
So,
At the same time, Mr. 1 uses his Dice fruit to turn any part of his body into blades. This of course made him the
I like him too.
For Zoro, who had to learn how to cut steel in order to defeat Daz Bones. Miss Doublefinger's Spike fruit allows sharp spikes to protrude from any part of her body. Iron Cage Hina's epithet is very fitting as well. Her Ori Ori no Mi or Bind fruit lets her conjure.
She's the one I was thinking about when I said like one of the most like
Bellamy's Spring spring
I don't know. I don't like the
to turn
fruit.
his
It doesn't
leaves into
seem
springs, which gives
useful.
him the ability to bounce super quickly around the battlefield.
Yeah,
Doflamingo's string fruit is one of the
Tough.
most versatile devil fruits.
One of the most toughest
in the entire
characters in One Piece.
Doflamingo is an example of a character who truly mastered his devil fruit powers. He could use his strings
he
to manipulate
perfected it
people
to
and
a
puppets,
T.
to create clones for himself, to stitch up injuries to his internal organs, and that is just the start of it. Because this is not getting into super OP techniques like the birdcage. In addition, the Ito no Mi was the first example we saw of a Paramecia fruit awakening, which allowed Doflamingo to turn his environment into strings as well. Foxy's Noro no Mi allowed him to fire a beam that slows down anything it touches, which even though looked goofy, actually kinda powerful. Bruno of ZP9 is able to make a door on any surface and escape to a sort of pocket dimension. This of course makes him a great asset as a
that was a really interesting technique that he was able to use.
Get around undetected and
just like open up dimensions.
Khalifa, another agent of ZP9, was given a bubble devil fruit by Spandam that among other things can make
another pointless garbage
squeaky clean. Captain Very Good's berry fruit can turn him into balls. Captain Shu's rust fruit can cause metallic items to rust very quickly to the detriment of sword. And Captain Shiringuru's wheels fruit lets him turn his arms and legs into wheels. We also have Perona's hollow fruit that allows her to summon ghosts called negative hollows, which make anyone they pass through negative. Plus, she can also leave her body to float around in her spirit form, which is very convenient.
Okay, I didn't know that.
And similar to that, Brook's revive fruit brought him back to life as a skeleton after his death.
Yeah, the whole Brook, how Brook even came to be, to this day, I'm still kind of confused.
The soul of others,
like
and
what?
Summon ice powers from the depth of hell, which
not like confused like in the concept, but like just overall like
former warlord Gecko Moria used his shadow
rationalize
to separate
it.
people's shadows from their bodies and then place them inside zombies that are under his control. The clear fruit that was first owned by Absalon and now by Shiryu allows the user to turn invisible. And Bartholomew Kuma's Nikyu no Mi or Paw fruit allows him to repel anything, whether that's an attack, a person, or even an intangible concept like pain. And he can then use it to transmit people at high speeds all across the
world. And you guys know the best scene from Zoro came from that arc.
Kaido, the power of magnetism, allowing him to manipulate any type of metal. For example, after losing his arm, he uses his fruit to create a metallic replacement. With his Devil Fruit Awakening, he can also make his opponents
I feel like Kid has potential, but I don't know about Kid. I like Law way more than I like Kid. Law is actually my third favorite character in One Piece, behind Zoro and Mihawk.
Their hearts, swap their personalities, trade places with objects, and attack opponents internally. This fruit also has a special ability to grant someone eternal life at the cost of
I think that eternal life is what they gave to Brook.
Immortality surgery. Meanwhile, Capone Bege's Castle Fruit turns him into a castleman. He can shrink down his entire crew, who can then act as an army inside of him, as well as transform into a full-size castle with
He put in work in Whole Cake.
Basil Hawkins' Straw Fruit lets him use creatures as voodoo dolls connected to other people's life force, allowing damage done to himself to be inflicted on other targets. At the same time, Scratchman Apu's Tone Fruit has the power to transform
Apu, I hate him too. Oh my gosh. I don't know who I hate more, Apu or Straw Guy.
Then we have Boa Hancock's Love Fruit, which allows her to turn anyone who's attracted to her into stone. One of the most badass Paramecia fruits is probably that of
Magellan.
Magellan, who has the Venom Fruit, which is a super interesting Paramecia. It's very similar to a Logia that he can conjure seemingly.
I love how Blackbeard and his crew is just standing there eating. I hated seeing, like when I saw that, I was like, why are you guys just standing there?
It does have a terrible side effect too, though, of giving him terrible stomach problems. Staying in Impel Down, Emporio Ivankov's Hormone Devil Fruit allows them to use hormones to do all sorts of things, really. The most common usages of this fruit are to
transform into a whole badass bitch,
others, or give an adrenaline boost to those that need it so they can overcome fatigue and keep fighting. Inazuma, also from the Revolutionary Army, has the
I saw him in
transform their arms into scissors.
I remember him from the Marineford.
Oh, and then we have the Quake
Ooh,
fruit,
the goat.
first owned by Whitebeard.
We share the same name, so that's why he's a goat too.
With the power to destroy the world, because this fruit creates powerful earthquakes.
That is low-key a super tough ability. Oda really, I liked how when Oda made this fruit, those are one of the, like that fruit is one of the best fruits, I'm not gonna lie. A whole earthquake.
And another Whitebeard ally who only appeared very briefly, Blamenco uses a pocket fruit to develop.
See, another one. That's
on
garbage.
Side,
like what?
Suru has one of the weirdest devil fruits.
I didn't even know she had a fruit.
Her wash fruit allows her to literally clean evil away from someone. So she can wash her opponents, leave them out to dry, and people affected by her ability fold like clothing.
Wow, so sticking in tournaments are good people.
Next, we have Shiki the Golden Lion,
Shiki,
who may not have appeared in the One Piece timeline so far, but he and his fruit are both canon, despite mostly appearing in the movie Strong World. His Fua Fua no Mi allows him to levitate himself as well as any other non-living object. At the same time, the fisherman Decken also has a peculiar devil fruit as well.
Bitch.
His Mark fruit allows him to mark someone with his hands, and from that point on, any object that he touches or throws with that hand will seek the target until it hits them or an obstacle. Kinda scary. Kinemon's Garb fruit, meanwhile, is a lot more fun. It allows him to make clothing. It's pretty much perfect for disguising.
What? Kinemon has a...
It would be nice if he
Wait, Kinemon has a devil fruit? I never knew that. Wait a minute.
More than 5 minutes without blowing.
Oh, that's interesting.
Sugar.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
Flamingo family member has by far one of the most broken and OP fruits in the entire series. You see, Sugar
I heard about that.
Anyone she touches into a living toy with her hobby fruit. She can then create a contract with this toy that they are powerless to disobey. And finally, and this is where it gets OP
broken
and also kind of scary, everyone immediately forgets that the person turned into a toy ever existed in the first place. Baby Five, a Doflamingo family member, can turn any part of her body into any weapon she chooses with her arms fruit. Presumably because turning them into actual arms was already taken by Robin. Buffalo's spin fruit allows him to spin any part of his body like a propeller, which he then uses to fly. And as you'll notice, we're really...
I would say that's a pointless fruit as well, but it can be used conveniently, so I'll let that one slide.
Devil fruit users. Treble, the grossest character in One Piece, I think, is such a
low-quality
individual that his devil fruit name in Japanese is literally the Beta no Mi. This translates literally into the sticky fruit, which produces massive quantities of this sticky mucus. He can use it as projectiles and even worse, a cloak made out of it to give the appearance of a much larger person than he actually is. And this mucus is also extremely flammable.
Mucus? Is he trying to say mucus?
Fujitora, who has gravity devil fruit powerful enough to rain down meteors on his opponents. Bartolomeo can cross his fingers to create powerful barriers, which he can
Same with his too. I like Bartholomeo's abilities.
He can also manipulate the shapes of this barrier to create things such as staircases or surround his fist with it for an extra hard punch. Leo from the Tontadas has the Stitch fruit, which allows him to saw just about anything.
I didn't know he had a fruit.
Glare fruit allows her to see amazing distances and even through walls. And quite confusingly, she can also fire giant projectile whales.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Jola's art fruit lets her transform things into works of art.
Remember her?
Often her works will resemble famous
she was on a ship
from the real world, such as Brooke turning into Edvard Munch's The Scream. Oh yeah, and the jacket fruit is one of the weirdest and probably worst fruits in the entire series, because it allows someone to literally wear the user like a jacket, at which point the user...
What the heck? That is so pointless and garbage.
Gladius's pop fruit allows...
Was that in the anime? I don't think I've ever seen that. I would have definitely noticed that garbage fruit.
Which leaves himself unharmed. He can also cause inorganic objects he touches to explode as well. Now his power is very similar to the Bomb fruit with some minor differences. Senor Pink, the most hard-boiled member of the Doflamingo family, uses the
his backstory was sad.
To swim through matter as
I had a little tear in my eye when I watched his backstory.
Is now used by the Seraphim modeled after Jinbei. And speaking of powers very similar to those of the Baroque work members, the Tauntaun fruit is extremely similar to Miss Valentine's Kilo fruit. The only difference
literally
here
had the
is
same
it
fruit.
can increase its weight far beyond Miss Valentine's 10,000 kilo limits.
Okay.
Another executive of the Don Quixote family, Diamante, uses the Ripple fruit to make any object melt his body.
Oh my gosh, one of the
into
worst
stone
villains in
structure
anime
and
history.
manipulate it freely. Depending on how much stone he has available, he can basically become an entire island, absolutely massive, hiding his real body within the
Usopp could have taken him
so
out.
during Dressrosa, he uses this power to dramatically shift the landscape of an entire island as well. And next we have a very OP fruit because Kanjuro's brush fruit.
Oh yeah, I like his abilities. He's like
Rip Ryunosuke.
that one emo guy from Naruto who got married to Ino. He got the same abilities.
This allows him to create
His
a
ability is
bubble of
tough.
complete silence where nothing can be heard. Now this seems like it wouldn't have much utility, but as Law's flashback showed us, it can be fantastic
Super
for stealth.
OP.
And the ability of the Tontada Princess Mon Cherie, the Heal fruit, is one of the only powers in the entire story that can actually heal any physical injury. Then we have Big Mom's Soul Fruit that has to be one of the most intriguing fruits in the entire series. With it, she can cut parts of a soul into an inanimate object to bring it to life as a so-called homie. And she can not only do that for herself, but also for other people. So the citizens of her kingdom willingly give part of their lifespan to her in exchange for the Yonko's protection. But she can also take it forcefully from anyone who's afraid of her. Meanwhile, Brulee's Mirror Fruit lets her travel through a mirror world, a sort of parallel dimension.
Brulee got the biggest anime titties I've seen in One Piece.
Every mirror in the world. Other people can also travel into the mirror world, provided
maybe it's because of her figure.
She can also use her mirror powers to turn into a mirror image of an opponent, as well as to reflect attacks. Perospero, Big Mom's eldest son, uses his candy fruit to create
he's the oldest son.
Candy into any shape.
He looks old now that I'm looking at it, but I didn't know he was the oldest. I thought Katakuri was.
Or it can be hardened. Next, Cracker, one of Big Mom's sweet commanders, uses his biscuit fruit to create super hard biscuit soldiers. He can control an entire army of them, as well as wear them as armor. Galette's
I love biscuits, so yeah, he'd be bad for me.
Lets her conjure and manipulate butter. Mondor is one of the rare Big Mom crew members whose power doesn't involve food, by the way. His Baku no Mi allows him to control.
I had no idea he had a devil fruit.
This manifests in a lot of different ways.
Wow,
he can fly by standing on floating books, but he can also trap enemies inside story-based illusions, as well as imprison in the pages of his books. And now we come back to all the food. Opera's fruit is a lot like Galette's, but with cream instead of butter. Smoothie, another sweet commander, has the Ring fruit, which allows her to juice just about anything, including giraffes. Pudding's Memo no Mi allows her to freely manipulate memories. When she uses her powers, people's memories will appear like film reels, which she can then cut and edit. Katakuri, of course, made the perfect opponent for Luffy during Whole Cake Island because his Mochi fruit shares a lot of similarities to rubber. Mochi, too, is stretchy, but it could also do a whole lot of things that Luffy's body couldn't, since he was able to.
I'm not sure people say that like Luffy came out on top. No. Katakuri just he just let him go at the end. Because if Katakuri really wanted to just end him and like continue that fight, he could have. Like Katakuri was like, okay, I respect you enough to let you go handle your business, but you better come back. That's literally what happened. So people were saying that Luffy came out on top. I guess technically you can say he won, but like
and unlike other
the way that they made disrespecting Cat, I don't know. It doesn't sit well with me.
A special paramecia fruit.
Yeah, but now I would obviously say Luffy's gonna be more stronger. So if they had a rematch, I'd probably pick Luffy.
Dive Goose Hoya no Mi or Puff fruit lets him rub his tummy
he can be like a whole genie.
Powerful halberd-wielding genie to fight for him. Charlotte Oven uses his Heat fruit to heat up
Oven
his
is tough.
body. Through touch, he can
He was low-key underrated in Whole Cake, but he's tough.
Just like Aokiji, Oven has one of those rare fruits that have been seen to directly affect the sea when he boiled part of the ocean to attack the sun pirates. Stroizen ate the Cook fruit and is able to turn any inanimate.
I'd want his devil fruit, not like for me, but like I don't want a best friend with that fruit, so he can make me all the food in the world.
Which now brings us to the Revolutionary Army. Now, Morley of the Revolutionaries uses the
we're about to get to one of the worst devil fruits.
To push or mold the ground as if it were made
Not this one, though.
Bello Betty's Pum fruit
Her fruit.
And rallies other
Garbage.
people to awaken their full potential to fight.
I'm sorry, that's trash. You don't have that within you already. There's no need to force you to become
allows
one.
her to pull Dango from her cheeks, and when she feeds that to an animal, they make that animal completely.
I think I saw this part. Yeah, I remember her.
This power notably also
I didn't know
works
she had a
on
devil
smile
fruit though.
devil fruit users. This power is largely inspired by the Momotaro myth, of course, wherein the hero feeds Kibi Dango to 3 animals that then help him on his quest. Kozuki Odin's wife Toki traveled to the present day from the Void Century using the powers of her Time fruit. This incredibly powerful devil fruit allows her to travel in time, but only forward into the future. And most importantly, she can also send other people into the future as well. Shinobu's Ripe fruit allows her to age objects or even people, such as with Momonosuke. However, she's unable to reverse that effect. Raizo, the ninja, uses his Scroll fruit to contain matter or energy in the scroll and then release it at will. He has been seen to do this with huge amount of water and even Kaido's Boro breath. And then Blackbeard's crewmates recently have revealed some very new devil fruit powers too. However, not much is.
Not gonna lie, he's definitely listed off more than 100 devil fruits.
Jesus Burge's muscle fruit seems to give him immense physical strength. We see him lifting an entire mountain. Blackbeard's Sniper von Augur can use the Warp fruit to teleport himself or.
He got a fruit?
Doc Q uses a disease fruit to spread illness, or in the Heart Pirate's case, to spread mass sex changes due to a pun on the words malady.
Oh, this probably manga spoiler, yeah.
And the most recent devil fruit revealed as of this writing is Vegapunk's brain fruit, which lets him store an unlimited amount of knowledge inside of an
Vegapunk?
brain. In fact, his brain
I just got spoiled so fucking badly.
Outside of his body. However, we're still not
Looks
done.
like Einstein.
There are a handful of powers that we know come from devil fruits, but we still haven't gotten confirmation on the fruit's name. For example, Jewelry Bonnie's fruit allows her to manipulate the ages of herself and others. And I mean, we're likely to get a reveal for her fruit very, very soon. Another supernova, Oruch, uses an unnamed devil fruit to convert physical damage on himself into raw strength. Sanjo and Wolf, a giant of Blackbeard's crew, has a fruit that seems to grow his body size even more than it already has. And Lafitte also has an unknown devil fruit that is likely the source of his wings. Karasu, the revolutionary, also has an unnamed devil fruit. Because unlike a zone transformation that allows him to turn into one big raven, he can turn into an entire flock of ravens that can also be separated. That's low-key, like, and then we have Uta. Unlike other One Piece movie characters,
I've seen this movie.
Zoro or Douglas Bullet, Uta has been confirmed as a canon character. Well, sort of.
Bro, she is not canon. I can bet you we're not going to see her in the anime anytime soon, or in the manga. She died in that movie, and that's where she deserves to just be like that way. There's no way to. She don't need to come back.
Devil fruits featured in One Piece so far, but if you want to.
You said 146? Okay, and either way, that was Mr. Ohara's breakdown on all the devil fruits in One Piece. He did a really good job breaking down a lot of the devil fruits and like their categories. Because when I watched the anime, I wasn't too familiar with like all the categories. I heard them mention it in the anime, but like he really put the whole devil fruit into perspective, gave them their, their proper categories, and basically explained each devil fruit and like who has the abilities and like how they're like what are they able to do with those abilities. So that was pretty interesting. If there's one thing I can take away from this video is that like, damn, Oda has a lot of devil fruits that I'm not even sure he could eat, that I'm not even sure he himself even keeps track of. So many devil fruits, and I feel like there's gonna be so many more to come. But either way, One Piece is still top 3 in my opinion. And yeah, man, that's all I got for this reaction, man. If you guys are new, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and we out.